Very good morning, colleagues, and thank you so much for joining us. Today, I think, it's been a very eventful week for the police, very productive. In the past 7 days, we have arrested 14,273 suspects across the country. We've seized 140 firearms. These were illegal and unlicensed firearms from all 9 provinces. We have also recovered 81 vehicles that were stolen or hijacked from operations across the country. We've had major takedowns in the past week, starting off on I think it was the 20th of July, where 5 suspects were shot and killed in KZN. They were linked to a number of armed robberies, murders, and so on. We then also had 5 CIT suspects that were shot and killed right here in Johannesburg in Crown Mines. They were linked to a spate of CIT robberies from all over the country. So it's been quite a busy week. Last night, we also had 2 suspects being taken into custody. They were found with 30 firearms in their possession. They were transporting these firearms, 9mm pistols, to the Western Cape. So we have detained them for further investigation and questioning. We are also still verifying whether the firearms were licensed or unlicensed. We are still just verifying that particular information, but intelligence at hand tells us that these firearms were being trafficked to the Western Cape. We all know the Western Cape has challenges when it comes to serious and violent crime, especially gang-related violence. So the seizure of these 30 9mm pistols being transported in a Mercedes-Benz, in the boot of a Mercedes-Benz, is really a step in the right direction to really dismantle, dislodge, and arrest criminals that are involved in serious and violent crime. So in terms of today, the SAPS Political Killings Task Team has brought 3 cases to court. Let's start with the first case, that is before the Umzimkhulu Magistrate Court in KwaZulu-Natal, where yesterday, on Monday, the task team rearrested the former municipal manager of Umzimkhulu local municipality on a charge of murder. You will recall that in 2018, when this task team was established, it was established in July 2018, within a month they had made their first arrest in relation to the Sindiso Magata murder case. The first arrest was the hitman, the shooter, Sibusiso Ngengwa, who has already been convicted and sentenced to 25 years imprisonment for the murder of Sindiso Magata. And months later, they then started arresting 2 former police officers. They also arrested a businessman. They also then arrested the former mayor of Umzimkhulu local municipality, who later committed suicide. And they then arrested the same municipal manager. So we have rearrested the former municipal manager based on additional evidence. We obtained a J50 warrant of arrest, and on Monday we executed that warrant of arrest in Malvern in Durban. So we are expecting him to appear before court this morning, before the Umzimkhulu Magistrate Court, to be charged again with the murder of Mr. Sindiso Magata. We cannot rule out the possibility of more arrests in this particular case, but what is encouraging is that the shooter, the hitman, has already been convicted to 25 years imprisonment. In relation to what is happening at the Alexandra Magistrate Court, you will recall that the 4 suspects, the 4 accused in the DJ Sumbody case, were supposed to appear today for a formal bail application, and that particular bail application has been postponed. But on our side, as the SAPS, in terms of the investigation that is being conducted by the SAPS Political Killings Task Team, as well as Gauteng Organized Crime, they are adding 2 more cases. on this particular issue or on in relation to the 4 accused. Now, the first case relates to the murder of Hector Buthelezi, DJ Vintos, as he was popularly known. He was killed in March 2022 outside a nightclub in Orlando East. He was killed in a hail of bullets. At the time, the suspects were driving a BMW X3. His killers were never found. We then move on to the same year, November 2022, where DJ Sumbody and his 2 bodyguards, Sibusiso Mkwena as well as Sandile Mieza, are then also assassinated and killed in a hail of bullets in Woodmead. We then move on to March 2023, which is the second case. Mr. Don Tindleni is then killed on the N1 near the N17 off-ramp. He was in his 5 Series BMW when he was killed in a hail of bullets. That case also was never solved. We then move on to April 2024. Armand Swart is then killed in Vereeniging in a mistaken identity hit. So our investigation has now brought us to this point where we are linking the AK-47 as well as the 3 pistols that were found on the Armand Swart case and were linked to his case. We are linking them to the killing of Armand Swart, the same AK-47, killing of Armand Swart, the killing of DJ Vintos, who's known as Hector Buthelezi. We are linking that same AK-47 to the killing of DJ Sumbody, his bodyguards, Sibusiso Mkwena, as well as Sandile Mieza. And we are also then linking it to the Don Tindleni murder as well as the Armand Swart killings. But I've also indicated previously that we don't only have the ballistics expert report that is linking these suspects to these particular hits. There's other overwhelming evidence that suggests that they are involved in the murders of these victims. So in terms of the DJ Vintos case, all 4 accused are added on to that particular case. So it's the 3 hitmen and Katiso Mulefe who are being charged, formally charged, for the murder of DJ Vintos. But then on the murder of Don Tindleni, who was killed in March 2023 on the N1 in his BMW, we are only adding the 3 hitmen. We are still investigating on who the mastermind behind the Don Tindleni murder is. And we are hoping that in no time that information will come to light. So it has been quite a productive week. The SAPS members are on the ground continuing with their work to serve and protect the people of this country, as well as the SAPS Political Killings Task Team together with Gauteng Organized Crime. They are continuing with the work. So for now, previously I had indicated that we are investigating about 10 high-profile cases where these firearms are being linked to. So now we are at number 4. We are positively linking the AK-47 to the murder of DJ Vintos, Don Tindleni, DJ Sumbody, his 2 bodyguards, Sibusiso Mkwena, Sandile Mieza, as well as Armand Swart. Thank you.
Just to double check, so the businessman, Mr. Molefe, he hasn't been linked to either of the murders, or he's only been linked to the one? So is he linked to Vintos but not to Tindleni?
Yeah. So on the DJ Vintos case, we've got all 4 accused, which includes the alleged mastermind, Katiso Molefe. And then on the Don Tindleni case, we have only so far linked the 3 hitmen. Katiso Molefe is not linked as of yet to that particular case. So DJ Vintos is 4 accused and Don Tindleni is 3 accused. Any more questions?
Brigadier, so these cases, are they all linked to this current case before the magistrate's court involving DJ Sumbody, or how will the cases be handled?
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we've heard is that the magistrate announced that they want to centralize all the cases. So Amanswar's case was being heard in Pretoria before the High Court. So we are told that they are going to be centralized and be heard in one court. So Amanswar's case, DJ Vintos, Don Dingleni, DJ Sumbody, his 2 bodyguards, those cases will be heard in one court.
And has the charges been finalized given the added cases?
Yeah. So basically it's the same charges in all these cases: murder, conspiracy to commit murder, possession of unlicensed firearms, as well as possession of unlicensed ammunition.
And just for a bit of clarity, we know that the hitmen in this case are linked to the hitmen in the Makana case, or are the same people in the Makana case. The firearm, the AK-47, has it been linked to the Tobejane matter as well?
So in terms of the Tebogo Tobejane case, only 2 hitmen are linked to that particular case. But in terms of the firearm that was used in the Tebogo Tobejane case, that particular firearm, we are still looking for it, and it hasn't been found. So the AK-47 and the 3 pistols are linked to all other cases, I think it's 4 cases, but not yet the Tebogo Tobejane case. We are still looking for that particular firearm that was used in that attempted murder case.
Thank you. My name is Calvin from SAPS. Can you give us a clarity? There are reports that say 2 of the accused were already arrested for other cases, and then the other one is that there are those who are saying the guy who's applying for bail was already out on bail. So we need a clarity on that.
Yeah. Okay. So all accused are facing basically the same charges: murder, conspiracy to commit murder, possession of unlicensed firearms and ammunition on 4 cases, like I've indicated, the Amanswar case. So they were previously arrested. They were first arrested on the Amanswar murder case, which is the mistaken identity on the Vereniging engineering company that was conducting, I think, business with Transnet and so on. And then they are also being linked to the DJ Sumbody and his 2 bodyguards case. I've also mentioned that. I've also mentioned the Don Dingleni case, as well as Amanswar. So all these cases are somehow linked, because we are linking the AK-47 to at least 4 murder scenes.
What was the motive behind the killings of DJ Sumbody, DJ Vintos, and
Well, the motive for now, that's still going to come out in court. So we're not going to rush to speculate. Our investigators are still hard at work in piecing together some information, obviously closing up the loopholes and the gaps and so on. So let's not speculate for now. Let's wait for at least all this information to be made public before court, to be discussed in court and so on. But I believe that our teams are on the right track, and they're quite confident that those that are arrested are the right people, are the right suspects, and that there's overwhelming evidence that links them to all these crime scenes. Like I've indicated, it's not only the firearms that are linking the suspects that are in custody. It's all other evidence that has been collected by Gauteng Organized Crime, as well as the SAPS Political Killings Task Team.